rough, man. I think there was a period of happiness, but then something got dismantled. With that Ten of Swords coming up, something hit rock bottom. But this is usually meaning that the worst is over here. Something I forgot to mention in the Virgo reading. Something hit rock bottom, but the worst is over. And it's about moving on from there. Okay? But again, right, somebody's dreams was involved with that, which is understandable why you have the release your ex is coming up in here, which is why you understandable why you have this thing going on. But it's also it's hard to kind of release this, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. It just requires a lot of compassion and a lot of patience and a lot of forgiving. Okay, now Libra, this is your side, but again, pick the side that resonates with you. But you have the death in the mentality energy, or the mental energy, or the mind plane. So this is talking about where your head is at regarding this relationship. You feel trapped, and some of you guys may be feeling like you kind of clinging back to old ways of doing things, or kind of clinging to old patterns of behaviors. Some of you guys also may be feeling there's like that, a really strong, a deep connection between you and this person, something that's definitely tying you both together. This may maybe feel bound to an individual, not in a bad way for some of you, but some of you guys definitely feel like you're kind of stuck in a certain sense, feeling a little bit disempowered for some of you guys as well. But you guys feel like you don't necessarily have a lot of control in your circumstance, or a lot of control in a certain environment. Like some things have definitely turned out in a very toxic way. So you feel like maybe there's some things that just, that just don't work out, and this kind of feels powerless. Like you feel very powerless. But the situation is always the illusion with the devil is that you do have actually power. You have all the power in the world. The devil is not actually trying to make you feel like you have a lot of power, but you can get lost in this energy of taboo and addiction and behaviors and things like that can make you forget that you have all the power to just get up and leave. The chains around your neck are binding you, but they're not truly binding you. They're not truly tying you to keep you there. This is tying you as like hey, this is the kind of attire that you wear at a party kind of thing, right? You go to a ball, you're not going to go there with some jeans and some shorts. You got to wear a dress, and that's kind of the thing. Got to be naked and have a chain. But once you're done, you can leave and take off whatever the hell you want, right? You'll be like, okay, well, I'm done. Be free, put on some clothes, whatever you want to do. But the thing is that it's about remembering the power, taking your power back, taking your control back. And right now you feel disempowered. I don't think this is really because of the other person. I really feel like it's just personally, you just don't feel like you have a lot of power, influence, or anything like that in wherever you're going. And that's the illusion, right? Some things may have been very unfortunate, how it ended, how things have been, but it gets better from here. And it starts by you seeing yourself and seeing your influence in the world, in your love life and things like that in a different light. Now, with this other person here, they have the Chariot. This can be very good here, because this person is talking about, this person sees this as a victory, as a new direction, or seeing this as them taking control in a way that they feel is very positive. Now, the Chariot coming up with release your ex kind of gets me a little worried, especially with death coming up in their spirit energy, because this can talk about them taking control, which is a good thing. It can be, but this also can talk about having too much control. You know what I mean? Like trying to control every little thing. That can be a bit of an imbalance in themselves. So the Chariot can be a very good thing. This person can see this as a victory, and that's a good thing, as they should see this. But as they should see this, it's a good thing that they see it this way. But if this relationship is good for them, but if they're trying to really control a situation, this can build up a bit of anxiety, a bit of imbalance, and that can kind of throw everything off, which I'm kind of getting the sense of. The Chariot is like, okay, good that you're taking control, but now you're taking too much control. You may be also dealing with a Cancer here, or you could be dealing with a Capricorn, depending on which one that you guys resonate with the most. So you got the opposite cards here as far as the signs go in your reading. Interesting all around itself. Okay, and then you got Virgo and Pisces, opposites again. So whoa, in a sense, right? So well, this person kind of, we're going to go, go in the direction of this person seeing this as a victory and taking control of their life, taking control of themselves and moving forward and making great progress. They're showing that they're making great progress. Them with their mind, recognizing that they're taking control, recognizing where their power is and moving forward. They're definitely showing that. They're showing that they're making great progress, great strides. And they could be moving a little too fast. They may be getting really excited as well. And you, on the other hand, if this is you, right, this could be the person, definitely not moving that fast right now. The person could be like, yeah, I see this as a victory. This is great. I like this. This is what I wanted. Let's go. Right. And then you're like, hold on a second. This is like, wait a second, pump the brakes whole thing. Because I feel like, honestly, at the same time, some of you guys, it may be a pump the brakes. I'm not sure about this. But some of you guys, it could be that I want this to hurry up. Or this is some, I'm not actually where I want to be. Do I want to continue to move forward? Kind of thing. Because I feel like this person's been seeing results in their own way, or this, things are very clear, moving fast and everything for them. But for you, it's not necessarily, it's not at the peak of where you guys want to be. It's not where you guys really wanted to be at. Obviously, with the Ten of Swords, nobody wants to be in this energy. Who wants to experience this sort of devastation like this or disaster, right? Or something drastic like this. But the situation is like, is it worth the effort to put in or not? I don't know if I really want to put all this effort into it again, or effort into something, because this is someone that's come, that's come a long way. The reason why I say again is because this person's been through a lot. They went from the 7 here, from 1 to ace to 7 here. So they've come a long way. So they're like, not really sure if they wanted to kind of finish the whole cycle out and get, recommit themselves and keep moving forward, right? Because they don't know if they feel disempowered here. Something devastating just happened. So they obviously don't really know if they want to do this, right? This could be you guys. You don't know if you really want to, finish it all the way through. But this is your mind your mind is a factor in your decision making, which is obviously feeling disempowered anyway. So is that a really healthy way of thinking? We'll see. Now, the spirit plane, or the roots where you guys are coming from, why the behavior from the body and the mind are coming up, is because of the 10 of Pentacles. Now, there may have been some sort of commitment or some sort of relationship here, and it may have hit a really bad patch, really bad patch. It may have hurt a lot of people, may have hurt you, especially Libra. For some of you guys, there may have been a goal here that you guys were trying to get to, some sort of building of a legacy, and that was stopped, that was halted. But it had, perhaps your desire to get here brought you to this place of completely starting fresh, starting over, so you could start anew. But of course, right, this is still very painful to go through. So it can build a lot of doubts. It's natural, it's normal, because obviously you're a human being. You're allowed to feel, and you're allowed to kind of be in a place where you're uncertain about how things are going to play out because of how things have been handled, how things went, how things played out, obviously. So the 10 of Pentacles coming up here, definitely this person was definitely trying to build a legacy, trying to build something that they can feel secure about, feel stable in regards to. So this makes sense why this person is not really sure about putting the effort in, and they may be even very frustrated with how things have been, especially if they have got control issues themselves, or they've been codependent, or they just don't feel very empowered, right? Because this is this can be a kind of codependent card as well, right? But the situation is this, because this is also behaviors and patterns. This may, the other person may not have anything to do with why this relationship is the way it is, right? Sometimes that this person here may not have been, I don't think this person caused this to happen. I don't think they did it on purpose, but at the same time, this person very well could have done it themselves, right? You have to, this is not a blame or anything like that. This is acknowledging. And again, guys, that may not resonate with you, right? This could be someone completely different. Libra, this could be a totally different Libra that may be watching this. It may not be you, right? Too many people are watching this to really narrow down who's really what. But this is not about guilt tripping. This is not about anything. But this is about recognizing the patterns in the relationship. Because this is about bad habits, or this is about habits that may be hindering you from getting to where you want to be, right? because, you know, we develop habits that protect us, or to that help us, you know, get away from certain situations that we don't really want to deal with, or really don't want to, you know, have any part of. But, you know, those are temporary escapist, opportunities. They don't actually relieve us from that situation. Changing the behavior is the bigger part. And I think that's the thing. The realization that maybe somebody's behavior may not have been beneficial, and now they're not sure of where, you know, if they have what it takes. Maybe this person is not really confident about moving forward here, about taking that step, you know, about, you know, putting in more work, because they don't know. But that may not resonate with everybody. You know what I mean? So Libra, the situation here is that there has been a definite, maybe there's some toxicity within the relationship, maybe a way of thinking, a way of behaving that may not be beneficial for for you at this moment, and it may be, keeping you from being able to embrace a new possibility, something that you can truly and utterly control. But you have to realize that you have all the power here. You have all the power, and I feel like even if it wasn't your fault, even if it was the other person's fault, even if it was whatever, it doesn't matter actually, right? Do you still feel disempowered? The whole point of the devil is not about shifting the blame. It's about recognizing a pattern and changing that pattern, so you can get, so you can feel like you have your world in your hands again. Or at least to truly to remember that you have the world in your hands again, because you always have it. There's never in a million years where you don't have it. Sometimes we can sabotage ourselves, but this doesn't mean that, that's just our power being exerted, and we just don't know that we're using it. You know what I mean? So release your ex could be talking about releasing a period, or releasing a certain mindset, a way of thinking, or even like I said, maybe you think it could be that just straight up you don't feel like you have a lot to control when it comes to relationships, or how things go, and your dreams especially, or wherever you always want to get to, your destination, your desired destination, right? You do have the power. And that releasing the past here, releasing this energy, this 10 of Swords, this is good, like forgiving the situation, not for condemning or condoning the something that happened to you that you're not happy with, but to set yourself free. Because this all you can do from here right now is recover. Heal, move on, move forward, because you can't get any lower than this. You can't hit the floor any further. There's no more floor to hit. You hit the main floor, but you can move forward from this. It's hard to, but you can. It's all about, you can do it. You can recover. You can heal. You can move forward. And I know this here makes you feel like there's nothing you can do. You're dead in the dirt, but you're not. You're not dead in the dirt. You can get up. You can, but you have to believe it. That's why this Knight of Cups is the challenge. Now the other person has death as their foundation, as their root, as their spiritual plane, and this is where they're coming from. They're coming from a place of where something has definitely, they had to let go of something. They had to let something go, and that allowed them a new world, a new space, which is why this person perhaps sees this as this opportunity, this love situation, as a victory. They already released their ex. Okay, now I picked up something else that this person may be holding on tight to control, and it's probably because they haven't released their ex, but this is where they have to release their ex, right? They may be trying to control the situation so much that they may be feeling imbalanced. They may look like they're making progress and moving fast, but they may not, because they have the foundation as death. Something has to be released here, some sort of way of thinking, and past disappointments, something that prompts them to get this control, makes them to control so much in the first place. And I feel like with death coming up here, they may have to still, right? For some of them, I really feel like this person's definitely moved on though. This person's at least made space. They've gone through the difficult hardships, and they've made space for a new world, for a new life. They've forgiven, and they've allowed themselves to be free. And it's your turn now. I feel like this person's coming to your life to help you do that. And the thing that brought you guys together was the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is slow moving, it's making progress, but making solid progress, right? Because this is someone that's diligent and hardworking and building something that's real, that's tangible, that's stable. And I feel like this person that's coming to your life is definitely a good support network. So someone that you can definitely lean on. You can definitely trust and rely on the Knight of Pentacles. He's the only knight that you can truly rely on. Even if when it comes to stability and building something of great, stability, the Knight of Wands is good for being honest. The Knight of Cups is good for healing. The Knight of Swords is good when it comes to, Knight of Wands is good at, having fun and, getting true to your true self. When it comes to honesty like that means getting to your true self, finding your happiness, finding what makes you, what makes you feel good about you. What makes you have fun. And the Knight of Swords, that's about finding your truth. They're going to come at you and they're going to berate you. They're going to fight you and you're going to have to stand your ground. That's how they show you your truth. So the Knight of Pentacles shows you your stability by being your rock for you. They're not going to necessarily hold your hand, but they're going to say, hey, I can be stable and you can be stable too. So let's be stable together. Let's work on building your own platform. So I feel like this person's come into your life and you do the same thing for them, right? There's always a reciprocation. You do the same reciprocation for them. You give them the stability here and they give you stability, but not like you need them. You don't need anyone. And this person definitely doesn't need you. Not saying that you're not a good person to lean on, because you guys are really, you guys are really helpful, but that's where I said there may be some codependency things here. So you got to be careful, but nobody needs anyone in this reading, but they help each other. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? This is all about helping, right? You don't definitely need them. They don't need you, but you guys help each other. That's the point. So when I see this Knight of Pentacles coming up, right? This is really talking about you guys, finding your solid ground, finding your independence, finding those where you can commit to yourself again, to commit to your dreams. The challenge is the dreaming part, right? What made you guys come together is your diligence and your focus and your, you're kind of, looking at the details, being cautious. That cautiousness brought you two together. But now the challenge together is dreaming, is believing that your dreams are worth pursuing and going for it. Because where you guys have been, right? Where you guys have had your dreams smashed. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys had your dreams smashed. And that hurts. That hurts so much. So, yeah. You guys meet each other by being safe, being careful. You go to a place where you can definitely say, okay, this is cool. This is definitely something I can rely on. And then you begin to open those wounds up, heal them, truly heal them. But you do it by looking at what caused these pains to happen in the first place. Remember, not about blame. It's about seeing the problem, like the Three of Swords, seeing it, accepting it, forgiving it, and moving forward, being free. Because this is all about freeing yourself mostly. Release your ex. This is about freeing you. Right? Freeing you. It's the biggest thing ever. And giving yourself back to yourself. Because right now, you don't feel like you're with yourself. You feel like you're trapped. And most importantly, you're trapped in your mind. But you can be free. But you have to believe that you can be free. That you can have your dreams and be happy. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys your whispers of love and let you guys go for the day, for the week. Until next time. All right. Wow. I love this. Okay. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. The challenge is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is healing, love, emotions, dreams, fantasy, all those things that creativity stems from, which is emotions. And I know the creativity is really seen as wants, but what inspires that creativity? Your emotions. And that wants is the expression of that emotion. The emotion's base, where it truly comes from, is feeling. What do you feel? And it's okay to feel. And it's about being vulnerable again. You know, that's you. It's about being vulnerable and knowing that your vulnerability can get you to your dreams. Man, rough. And I know it, guys. It's hard for both of you. And you know what? You guys are doing the best that you can. And you guys are in the place where you're meant to be. But right now, if you want to get to a better place, you have to work on the releasing of the past. What didn't work? What does work? And really giving yourself back. Giving your power back. You know? It's hard. I know it. It's not easy. And I know it. And I know it's easy to say than it's easier said than done. But trust me, it's possible. Give yourself the time that you need, right? Pentacles is slow for a reason, because it's making something real. The whole point of this whole card here is because it's saying love is real. Love is real. You know, focus on what's real. Focus on building a real connection with yourself, building a real connection with this person if you want to too. But don't cling on, right? This is about your personal independence. This is about getting to your highest potential. And how you do this is personal, and how you do it is on your own, right? But you doing it together on your own does build the bond, because you guys have gone through something great and difficult, right? But it shows great triumph. You guys can do this. I firmly believe it. I'm in the same boat as you guys, so trust me. I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, where I am and everything. We can do this. You have to believe. Okay? That's the biggest thing. Let's believe together. It's hard to do, but let's do it.